What's going on? Today's episode, I'm going to take you guys through some arm training that I did the other day. It's the disaster arm workout. Keep in mind, I was feeling like absolute shit. I was cold, I was tired, I was hungry, but I still managed to get my second training session in. So you guys saw my hamstring training in the morning the other day. It didn't even go that well. Well, this is what I followed it up with a bit later on. So like I was mentioning in the last episode, sometimes it's just good to just get the reps in. And there's a fine line between not showing up to the gym and showing up. Sometimes you know that you may not have the best session of all time, but you still go in anyways, just to build up good discipline habits, just to get the reps in and work on your technique. Even though you're not going to hit any super crazy PRs, even if you feel a lot weaker, you still do it anyways. So I'm did 3 supersets, right? This is my first superset. Did some preacher curls and I did some decline sculls. So the whole theme of today's episode, what I'm really experimenting with in the next few weeks, is a lot of close grip work for biceps and triceps. I'm talking very narrow. So we did a narrow grip preacher along with the narrow grip skull crusher on a decline bench. And one of my favorite coaches of all time, Christin Thibodeau, I was reading one of his articles and he said that when you do your skull crusher on a decline bench, it increases the tricep stretch and activation. So I thought I'd give it a try, and I actually felt my tris stretch a lot more. So as you can see with my skull crushers, I'm doing them very differently. Back in the day, I was really doing more of like a pullover motion. I was going more back, and I was rolling my elbows more back because I thought I was getting more stretch in the triceps. But the thing with my body is that I have to be very careful with how I position myself because I have a lot of other dominant body parts that want to take over. So when I do the rolling back stuff, it's my lats, so right nowadays, I'm feeling good off just going to the forehead, keeping my skull crushers very strict. So I did 3 sets of those. I'm not putting in every single set because I just didn't feel like it. Okay, now I got the reverse curl with a close grip, of course, so just to hit a bit more form. And these I like a lot. I actually get very big soreness in my extensions whenever I do these. Okay, now right away, tricep long head, do some overhead extensions. So what I like about these supersets is that I could use the same weight, just go back and forth, And by the way, the rest periods was 30 seconds, nothing more. I don't like to rest long for small muscle groups when it comes to neck, when it comes to calves, forearms, even biceps and triceps. I don't rest more than like 45 seconds. So it's an overhead extension. I have to be honest, the tricep long head is a muscle that I actually have a lot of trouble feeling. So if anybody in the comment section below has any tips for the tricep long head and how they feel it, and if they actually have a very well developed long head, I would love to hear your advice. Okay, now I finished off, I think it was 3 or 4 sets, close grip bench. I was feeling super tired, but I had a great pump by then, so I didn't have to use as much weight. But this is 4 fingers and smooth, and it felt amazing. So I always do my close grip benches at the end of the session. That way I can have a great pump. I don't have to go as heavy. And I used to do it the other way around, where I do the close grip work first and I wouldn't get as much tricep activation. So it's a fail right here. I did my strict curl and I was just too tired at the end of the session. I was too pre-exhausted and I just didn't feel like it was gonna fly. So I'm like, hey, forget about it. Just tell my cameraman, okay, keep the camera on. And yeah, so once again with the strict curl, I think I did a close grip too. So I'm really taking this close grip experiment seriously because when it comes to back training and all this snatch grip work I'm doing, my back seems to explode when I do a wide grip. So I've noticed pretty much the opposite with my arms. I notice a very big benefit when I do narrow grip on my arm training. So I'm doing the strict curl with a narrow grip. I think this variation is actually a little bit harder than if you do it with a bit wider, like I did in previous videos. But I got 5 reps, and that's pretty much the arm session. So it just goes to show I'm not always going to show my best sessions of all time, just like everybody else. I'm just going to show you whether I'm injured or not, whether I'm tired or not. You're just going to get it raw. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Try out this arm session, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.